Hi, welcome to my garden studio. Today I'm going to talk you through how to prime a canvas in anticipation of oil painting. Well, this evening the light is fading, it's time for me to pack up and give up for the day, but I've got a couple of jobs that I need to do so that I'm ready to paint tomorrow. And I'm going to prime up my canvases ready for tomorrow morning. So I've got a couple of canvases here, two different sizes. Both of these canvases have already been primed. If I show you one still with the labels on, you'll see that they'll say pre-primed, triple primed, double primed, all of those kind of things. So why should I bother priming them again? Well, actually, you don't need to if you don't want to. But I've discovered over the years, priming my canvas can enable me to get the results that I want, depending on my style. And I'm going to show you two different methods of priming. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to think about priming this little canvas. And this is perfect for some of these still lives that I do. If you come on my Still Life for Beginners course, you'll end up creating lovely still lives like these. These are done a la prima, all in one go. So you need a good primer to help you absorb that oil paint. It's also useful if you do lots of en plein air painting so that you don't get too many flies stuck on your painting. A good primer will suck up your oil paint and help it dry more swiftly. I'm also going to prime up this canvas here, which is going to be for a different oil painting course. You'll recognise this as Vermeer's Girl with a Pearl Earring. And a good primer is useful here so that we can get the first couple of layers completed in one hit. Now, there are different ways of sorting out your primer. Gesso or gesso, whatever you want to call it. You can get a premix, I've got a big tub of it, and it's sort of the consistency of double cream, and it's lovely. If I'm working on one of my natural linen canvases, I still want to prime that, but as soon as I put that on it, I lose my linen backgrounds, which feature in quite a lot of my work. So in that case, I would prime simply with PVA glue. And I'd mix it 50-50 with water, so it's quite a thin mix, and put on a thin layer, let it dry, then put on a second layer. And that will protect the linen from the oil paint, so the oil paint won't rot it over time. And it will also enable me to varnish that linen at the end without it staining or getting horrible marks. I don't need to use PVA today though. And the little trick that lots of experienced oil painters use, I wish I could say I invented it, I didn't, is polyfiller. But this is the old-fashioned polyfiller powder, not the premix. And I put in about a teaspoonful of polyfiller into my premixed gesso, and I've got some here that I've already done. So you can see it just thickens it up a little bit. Okay. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply this just with a big thick paintbrush all over. Let's get that into the light. Now you can go very, very thick if you want to. I make quite a bit of mess when I do this. There we go. Now that's got loads of bites, loads of tooth to it. And what I'm going to do, because I want to use this for quite a fine, realistic piece of work, when this dries, I'm going to sand it down. With my small canvas, when I work on these small still lives, I like to work on a coloured ground. Now I'm actually going to apply a coloured ground to this one once it's dry, and you're going to be able to see the difference. But with this one, my coloured ground, I'm going to apply with the gesso, and I'm going to use a rather violent magenta colour, like a deep dark pink. Oh, it's lovely. Now that might seem like a very peculiar thing to do. Let's just soften that up a little bit. It's got quite hard, it's quite cold in here today. There we go. So I'm just mixing in my primer into that pink background, and that will bring to life any oil painting that I go on top of it, and you'll see that in a future blog. I'll show you how this one turns out. Now I could paint all the way around the edges. On this particular occasion I'm not, but I probably will put some white on the edges just to give it a really beautiful finished look. Again, that's quite thick, there's quite a lot of tooth to it. And now all I've got to do is leave that to dry. Ideally overnight, possibly 24 hours, but it's got to be properly dry, bone dry, not just touch dry. But I'm going to come back to this probably in a couple of hours. It'll be dark by then, so that I can show you the next stage.